So here we're going to start. We're leaving the dock. We'll call this the east side of Stevens Yard. There's 2 mains through here, 2 sidings, 2 code 83 sidings, and 1 code 70 siding. So there's 7 tracks long. It's roughly 12 to 14 feet. This is the original yard from the Ore Dock Part 1, 2, and 3 series, if you guys are familiar with that. So here we're on the west side of the yard. There's the crossover. There's some work that needs to be done to this. There's a scale track. Here we're going back to single main. This is a maintenance away storage yard where they store ballast. There's a Jordan spreader. There's the depot. There's some old ballast cars. This switch is torn out because it's an out of service track. They don't ship anymore. This is what we'll call Chuck's Valley. That's one of the original club members. It was on his layout at the A&E Railroad. So that's called Chuck's Valley. Here's east leg of the Y off the lake sub. Now we're on to Triple Main. And this is what we'll call Main 3. It's the most outside loop. There's the Triple Main Bridge. Not part of Chuck's Valley, but same creek that flows underneath it. This here is the lift bridge. We're coming up to the new engine, roundhouse, and turntable facility on our right. That's the most newest construction of the Thief River Falls Model Railroad Club. There's Sam's big shop. This is where it goes from triple main back down to double main. That was control point 20. We were thinking about putting a bridge in the city here. That is no longer going to be done. We will be moving that to the opposite side of the layout. Where CP control 20 is where there'll be another control point switch for a very gradual grade. There's Ryan waving at the camera. Hello, Ryan. He's in the dispatch center running trains. To the right, the circus ain't going to be there anymore. That's going to be the slight gradual grade uphill to what we'll call the World sub. And then there'll be a bridge right here. And a second shelf. So there, the branch line main leaves the yard, comes back to triple main. We went by the lumber yard. That's Evan's scrap to the right. Here we have a Z-train. Parked, it looks like. Waiting for a place to go. To the right also is the mini short line yard. We'll go through that later. Up ahead, we're coming up to the control points, crossovers for each direction. And those will get moved where we're turning right here next year when we add on 20 feet. But here we're crossing over CP10, CP11. That's CP12, CP13, CP14 for the Lake sub. This is CP15 for the Minnesota and Northwestern short line of Sam's. So now we're on main 1. There's Ryan again. This will be a farm scene. Maybe part of the town scene back there. Maybe we'll put the cement plant back there. I don't know. Here's the lift bridge again. The human lift bridge. We were able to walk underneath this without bending over. Kind of handy. As long as you line up everything right, it works pretty good. So to the right is the engine facility again. Here I am checking switches for the yard. They all look good. Track number 3 is the main through the yard. Sam holds the class 1, brings unit trains for Sam's short line to the 2 tracks to the left and splits it. And the short line grabs him from there and takes him on to Sam's branch line, which is right here is Sam's junction for the short line. We are now on the short line. This is all Sam's project. He designed this. There's a huge elevator, the only basically elevator that ships on the entire layout. Pretty large, has its own locomotive. Several tracks, I believe 3, 2 sidings, and 1 stub for the elevator to load cars. Currently they hold about 25 cars. Here's the lift bridge. Another one for us to walk under. Now we're entering into the paper mill. To the left is where they store power. This is where they load paper to the left. This is still the main branch line. We're going through the paper mill, craft mill, recovery boiler. That switch on the right, that's where there's going to be a power plant where they unload coal cars. Now this is also why to the right goes back to CP15. We're taking the left leg. This is the branch line still. This is how we get into the short lines mini yard. The class 1 can also come in here and drop cars off. But mainly this is a short line for the branch. This is all going to be forest in the future. Part of the old layout. Original trackage there was to the left. There's my Chicago and Northwestern passenger train. I kind of call it the Packers train. If there's any Green Bay Packers fans on here, maybe not. So here we're leaving back off the branch, and we're going to go back on the main. That switch has to be torn out, but that's Evan scrap again. Strickland propane was further back. And then this up here is the lumber yard we were working on. And as we split away from the 2 mains, it becomes yard limits. This will be a wooded area, and of course back to Sam's Junction. Thanks for watching.